I literally called it. At the start of the Lady Nagan summons, I said, you might not want to summon because more than likely they were going to do a limited Impact Fest character here right after her. And lo and behold, we have 100 Million Todoroki coming out tomorrow. So we're going to be talking about him as well as the new Iida. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the gift box and the upcoming campaigns. So gift box items, a lot of these are previous from last month. Starting right here on 4/15, you will be able to get Brilliant Bronze Plaque ×1, a Superb Silver Plaque ×10, and a Supreme Golden Plaque ×10. I think that's meant to actually be 10, not ×1. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then you'll be able to get Stars ×10 as well on the 15th. So no hero gems necessarily for the maintenance this time around, which does kind of suck, but that's fine because we literally just got a whole bunch of hero gems from the recent login bonuses and also from the April Fools and stuff like that. So there's a lot of opportunities, I would say, still for people to get free hero gems, which is nice. And then for the drop rate up campaigns right now, actually, we have a main quest normal and main quest hard ×5 going on. Take advantage of this, get your character ability boards done. You might want to actually save your stamina until tomorrow though, when Todoroki comes out, because then you can farm out his board quickly without actually having to buy like UR orbs or anything like that. So ×5 drop rates, please make sure you're taking advantage of those because those are very, very nice whenever you see them on the main quest normal and hard. ×2 is right after that, but ×2 isn't nearly as good, right? So anytime you see a ×5, like down here on the 12th through the 13th, there's another ×5. Take advantage of those drop rate up campaigns. The rest of the campaigns are nice, like the VE Tower ones and stuff like that, but they don't really matter. The only ones that really ever matter are the main quest ones because those are the ones that allow you to progress your characters and get them to max board 13 and have them finished up completely. So these are all of the events and gachas that are coming up. So right now we have the Climax Battle and the Nagan event going on. We have the Iida event coming up on the 16th. And then if you look over here at the banners, you can see all the banners that have happened and are coming up. So we just had the Lady Nagan banner. Starting tomorrow, we are going to get the Step Up banner for Todoroki and the regular banner for Todoroki. Nice thing is pity carries over between both banners. It's shared. So if you did want to summon on the other banner, like with silver tickets or whatnot, that pity will carry over to the Step Up banner, which is nice if you're trying to pity a character. Then on the 11th and the 14th, we're going to get Character Select Recruits 2024 Retrospective. These aren't really going to be worth it, in my opinion, if you take a look at the banner here. So there is reduced pity, right? And it has select characters, a full 100% Deku being the best, but this Bakugo is pretty booty cheeks. Uraraka's not the greatest. I won't say she's booty cheeks. Like, I really just hate this Bakugo. They did him so dirty. This Kirishima's pretty booty cheeks, I'll be honest. And Jirei's pretty good. All Might's pretty booty cheeks. Shigaraki's pretty booty cheeks. Toga's pretty good, and then All for One is okay. So that's kind of the banner. If you do decide to summon on it, those are the characters you want to go for. And then for the Deku banner, right, this one that comes out a few days later has the Gear Shift Deku. I don't think he's that great personally. I think Fo 100% is still better. You have the Tranquility Todoroki. He's okay. He's interesting. He's not bad. You have Mina, who can be okay once again. Shoji, who can be really good if he's 130. Outside of being 130, he's okay. Toru, okay. Hagakure, okay. Hawks, okay. Dabi is actually really good given the right circumstances, but depending on the teams that he takes on, he's actually really bad. So he's one of those characters that's really good or really bad. Personally, I like him, so he's actually probably one of the better pulls on this banner in my opinion. And then you have Star and Stripe, who's just okay as well. So like none of these characters I would say are super terrible like on the other banner, but I wouldn't say any of them are necessarily worth it. In general though, I don't recommend summoning on either of these banners. You guys should be summoning on Nagant's, you should be summoning on the Todoroki banner, and then when Iida comes out, summoning on Iida. Probably. Now, if you are a light spender or free to play, don't summon on Nagan, don't summon on Iida in general, just summon on Todoroki and then hope that you get one of these general pools later down the line, because Nagan is a general pool, Iida is also going to be a general pool, so just keep that in mind. Now, in addition to those gachas, we'll come back to those in a minute and talk about the new character and the new memories and character featured on these banners. We are also getting some more login bonuses. So we're going to get a spring login bonus. So for the first round, this is going to occur from April 8th until April 21st. If you log in for 7 days between that time frame, you will get these rewards. On day 1, you will get 20 hero gems. Day 2, you'll get 50 stamina. Day 3, you'll get a super gadget ×1. Day 4, you will get 100 stamina. Day 5, 5, you'll get another top hero device. Day 6, you'll get 100 more stamina. And day 7, you will get 50 hero gems. And then after that, you are going to have the spring login bonus second round. This one will be going from April 17th until April 25th. Day 1, you'll get HP flakes times 10. Day 2, you'll get 50 stamina. Day 3, you'll get protein powder times 10. Day 4, you'll get 100 more stamina. Day 5, you'll get speed jelly times 10. Day 6, you'll get a recruit ticket, a silver ticket times 1. And day 7, you will get 50 hero gems. So make sure you're logging in during these next few days. They always have some sort of login bonus going on, but that is free hero gems, free tickets, free stuff to upgrade your characters and get them worked on. So the 10 million download celebration for Todoroki is going to be coming out once again on tomorrow. This banner will run until the 18th of the month, and it is a step up banner where you will have discounted summons. You'll have 1.5 times rates on some steps. You'll be able to get pieces for free. You'll be able to get some free stars and stuff like that. Step up banners are genuinely very good because you're able to get a lot of free resources as you summon, and it costs you ultimately less hero gems to get through a full rotation of summons than it does on a normal banner. Now, the bad thing about this particular banner is it's still featuring this one memory right here, which most people don't need, and they're going to end up pulling again because they pulled on the All Might banner and they pulled on the Deku and Bakugo banner, right? So it's like people have this duped out like 2 or 3 times probably, if you're like me. So it's just, I wish it wasn't here. I wish they had a new memory or something like that. But Todoroki himself, I'm not going to lie, I looked at his kit a little bit. I got curious, okay? I couldn't wait, and he looks interesting. I don't know how he's going to play. I'll give you guys my opinion, though, as we go through his kit right now. So, Todoroki, his art. I actually like the art quite a bit. I feel like it feels similar to steampunk, though. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. Let me know if you guys get that same vibe. I guess it's kind of different. Like, it's different color schemes and stuff. Like, it is different, but it feels similar to me in some ways. So, for his kit, his plus ultra move is called 100 million Fire and Ice Attack. Deals 600% damage to a single opponent. Increases this skill's skill impact by 30% when character has block, which you'll pretty much always have. And then increases character's max HP by 10% for 3 turns when character, and gives character the ability to block. Grants additional HP equal to 120% of current HP for that block right here on the plus ultra for 3 turns. This does not affect guest. Gives all allies the ability to nullify 2 status elements. Blocks the recovery of all allies that are covering allies or drawing aggro for 3 turns. Essentially, you're not going to be running him on an all defense team, so it's literally only going to affect himself realistically, and this effect cannot be nullified or cancelled. His action skill 1 is Fire Dance. Deals 250% damage to all opponents with a medium chance 50% of burning them for 3 turns. So it is an AoE, it has a status element, and it's a medium chance to land a status element on all enemies. It's not terrible. Increases skill impact of all allies by 30% for 3 turns as well. Cooldown time of 4, making your allies hit harder is also nice. His action skill 2 is called Raging Fist. Deals 400% damage to a single opponent and burns them for 3 turns. Just a guaranteed burn on this. That's actually kind of dope. The guaranteed burn is nice. Increases defense of all allies by 20% for 3 turns when character has block. Gives character the ability to block an additional 50% of HP. That's what block is. Block gives you extra HP for 3 turns when character does not have block. Okay, 5 turn cooldown, 4 turn cooldown. Really not bad on the cooldowns overall. I wish this was a 4 turn. It'd make him so much better, but like, it's not bad. Auto skill 1, Silent Fighting Spirit. Increases character's max HP by 20% for 10 turns up to 1 time. This buff cannot be cancelled or blocked, and gives character the ability to block. Grants an additional HP 200% of current HP for 5 turns up to 1 time. So basically, from the start of battle, he is going to be having that buff, or the buff that is called block. I almost want to say buff block, which is a different thing. But he's going to have the buff to be able to block, giving himself an extra 200% HP from the start of battle, right? And he will be able to actually heal for those first 2 to 3 turns, as long as you don't use this plus ultra. So keep that in mind. That's something to think about. So it's almost like you might not want to use this plus ultra until after turn 5. That way he can still heal and keep the 200% extra HP. It's like he'd just be unkillable for 5 turns. Kind of crazy if you think about it that way, but it does throw off your skill chains when you're not able to use your plus ultras like the way you want to. So another thing to think about, gives all allies the ability to nullify 3 status elements up to 1 time. That's actually pretty nice from the start of battle. So at the start of battle, even if you don't have speed advantage, this is what you needed right here to make this character viable, because defense characters have not been viable for a while. This automatically makes a defense character viable because it's giving all allies the ability to nullify 3 status ailments. That's really good. After 2 turns pass while the character has block, increases plus ultra gauge of all allies by 20% up to 3 times. That's also nice as well. Pretty good support. His auto skill 2, heat resistance, after character receives 2 attacks from a burning opponent, increases plus ultra move skill impact of all allies by 20% for 3 turns, and defense of all allies by 5% for 3 turns. Multi-hit attacks count as 1 attack. Increases character's max HP by 10% for 3 turns after character receives 4 attacks from a burning opponent. After character receives 2 attacks from a scorched opponent, which this is interesting because currently the Climax Battle Endeavor, I believe, is the only one that can scorch opponents. This Todoroki can't even scorch opponents, so you'd have to, the idea is seeming like they want you to run this with Endeavor. After character receives 2 attacks from a scorched opponent, increases plus ultra move skill impact of all allies by 20% for 3 turns, and defense of all allies by 5% for 3 turns. And then increases character's max HP by 10% for 3 turns after character receives 4 attacks from a scorched opponent. So I don't really know how well that's gonna work. I mean, I'd be willing to test it and find out. His kit seems a bit odd to me. I don't know how I feel about it. It seems like they know that like barrier characters with defense up, like the Kirishimas, just aren't it anymore, and the tanking ability of those characters is not very good. So I feel like what they've come up with here is the block idea, where you just give the Todoroki so much HP that he becomes unkillable, right? That's the idea. So I don't know how well this will work. In theory, it sounds like it could be cool, but honestly, this is one of those characters that could be a massive flop or a massive like carry W top of the tier list character. It could go either which way. He could be bottom of the tier list, he could be top of the tier list, and it's one of those things I really just don't know until we get him into the game, because honestly, think about it. When was the last time we got like a good defensive unit? It's been so long. I just don't know if defense, like a character like this, can be in the meta or like fit into the meta. I feel like he can because of the nullify status elements. Like that's huge, but we'll just have to wait and see. So give me your guys' opinions down in the comments. Do you think he's going to be really good? Do you think he's going to be really bad? He doesn't have any speed or anything like that, right? So definitely things to consider and think about there for sure. Next up, we have Iida's banner. Iida's banner is coming out on the 16th, and it's going to run until the 1st of next month. This is, however, going to be a normal banner with normal pity and normal memories. So if it's anything like the Nagant banner where I got shafted, it's going to be rough for people, you know, if you do decide to summon on this banner. But once again, it is a general pool banner. You do not have to summon on this banner, but I am going to say it's interesting because Iida and Todoroki seem to counter each other somewhat, because Iida's all about speed, Todoroki's about nullify status elements and tanking. So I'm wondering who's going to be better out of the two. But with that said, let's take a look at the event SR memory that is coming out alongside the banner. So this is called Pure Goodwill, and so what it's going to do is it increases character speed by 30% when equipped by a UA high class 1A character. Every 3 turns, increases character speed by 15% for 2 turns up to 3 times. Increases critical resist of all allies by 20% for 3 turns after receiving 3 critical attacks up to 3 times. This is actually a pretty decent free-to-play SR memory for anyone who's just starting the game and needs a speed memory for PvP, because early on, if you're playing PvP, like, speed is going to be everything for you. Later on, when you get into the higher brackets, speed isn't everything, because now I would say Ultra Arena is more diversified. You got status elements, tanking, a lot of other things to take into consideration. But like when you're in the lower ranks, just starting the game, this will be a very good SR memory for you, giving you the speed advantage, allowing you to have turn 1 advantage, and hopefully get your status elements off and stuff like that that are going to be able to help you. So really good memory for newer players, not so much like the craziest thing for players that have been around for a while. Then we have the new summonable SR memory, Take My Quirk, Won'tcha. Decreases power of all allies by 10% if there are any pro heroes on the team. It decreases speed. Did I say decrease? I meant increase if I said decrease. I don't even remember what I just said. Decreases speed of all opponents by 20% for 3 turns if there are any UA high class 1A characters on the team up to 1 time, and then ignores target and binds a random single opponent for 1 turn after character receives 3 attacks from an opponent with speed down up to 1 time. But it doesn't say one random single opponent. Oh, it does say for 1 turn. I don't know. That's not the craziest. If it was 2 turns, it would actually be kind of goated. It'd be kind of cool to have a memory that I think this is actually one of the first memories that does a status element. I find that really interesting. But then you have the art, man. The art, this goes so hard. It's crazy. This is an SR memory. This is what they decided to do for an SR memory. That's so crazy. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be the craziest memory to run. I don't think it's going to be super useful, but it might have its uses somewhere along the line. I just don't know where, honestly. Then we have the new UR memory, as fast as possible. Increases character speed by 15% for 2 turns every turn. Increases character's max HP by 20% when equipped by a mind type character. Reduces damage to all allies by 15% for 3 turns when character has frostbite resist up to 2 times. Increases plus ultra gauge of all allies by 30% when character has speed down immunity up to 3 times. This is literally designed for the new Iida, okay? It won't be usable like on anybody else. So if you get this memory without getting Iida, well, rip, because you just have a useless memory sitting there in your box. I kind of hate when they do memories that are so specific to a character's kit. Like this one just has so many specific things. Like Lady Nagant's on the last one could have been used on any hero or any villain. It was actually kind of nice. Lady Nagant's memory is nice because it can be used on more than just Lady Nagant. But this memory right here, specifically designed for Iida. Now, more specifically, I should say Iida and Todoroki, because this is a dual unit where you have Iida and Todoroki when they're, you know, running across the battlefield right here. I love the art for it. I don't know how I feel about the character kit. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about either of these character kits. They're very interesting to say the least. So the plus ultra move skill is called Recipro Turbo Jet. Deals 550% damage to a single opponent. Skill impact is increased relative to character speed. Gives frostbite to a single opponent for 3 turns when character has frostbite resist up. Gives character the ability to evade 2 times when character has 3 or more temporary speed up effects. Reduces character's cooldown time by 1 when character has 5 or more temporary speed up effects. And then this skill gains bullseye when character has 7 or more temporary speed up effects. Now, the interesting thing about this is you can give temporary speed up effects with other characters, with memories, and with EX skills. So it's actually very easy, in my opinion, to obtain the temporary speed up effects if you need. And then you also have his action skill 1, Astonishing Speed, 3-turn cooldown, by the way, which can become a 2-turn cooldown after his plus ultra, which is crazy. It won't really matter by then, unless you're just doing like this skill plus ultra, this skill plus ultra, then it kind of matters. But yeah, it doesn't really affect it that much. But getting that reduced cooldown is important for skill 2 because that reduces it to 4 turns instead of 5. So his action skill 1, Astonishing Speed, increases speed of a single ally by 50% for 3 turns and skill impact of a single ally by 30% for 3 turns. I do believe you can use this on himself. I'm like 99% sure. And then increases speed of all allies by 10% for 3 turns when character is evading. So if he's evading, then you get both of these, and that's 2 temporary speed up effects, right? Because you're getting the 50% and you're getting the 10%, that automatically counts as 2 temporary speed up effects. So that's actually pretty good. His action skill 2 is called Somersault Kick, deals 350% damage to a single opponent, gives all allies the ability to evade 1 time, and increases speed of all allies by 20% for 3 turns. There's another temporary speed up effect, so that's 3 between the 2 action skills. Gives character immunity to speed down for 3 turns when character has 3 or more temporary speed up effects. Increases character's frostbite resistance for 3 turns when character has 5 or more temporary speed up effects. And then his auto skill 1, Single-Minded Determination, gives character the ability to evade 2 times up to 1 time. Increases speed of all allies by 30% for 3 turns up to 1 time. So that is another temporary speed up effect, right? So that's 4. Increases character speed by 5% for 6 turns when used in character successfully executed skill chain. That's 5. And then after character receives 3 attacks from an opponent with lower speed, gives character the ability to evade 1 time up to 3 times and reduces the damage to character by 10% for 3 turns. And his last auto skill, Crazy Speed, when character has speed down immunity, increases skill impact of all allies by 10% for 3 turns, and increases plus ultra move skill impact of all allies by 30%. Gives all allies immunity to speed down, which is kind of crazy. Meaning if you run this Iida, your team should almost always have speed advantage, which is broken. When character has speed down immunity. When character has frostbite resist up, increases character speed by 10% for 3 turns. That is another temporary speed up effect. And reduces damage to character by 10%. Increases the frostbite resistance of all allies when character has frostbite resist up. I don't really care about that, but like it's a nice little cherry on top that you also get frostbite resistance for all allies. So very interesting character, obviously single-mindedly designed around speed, but I do think it's going to be fairly easy to get the temporary speed up effects to get all the effects on your Plus Ultra, like I said, because it's not just getting the temporary speed up effects from his kit, which you get lots of. You also are going to get temporary speed up effects from other things as well, characters, memories, EX skills, things like that. So I think that's actually a pretty obtainable thing. I think it could be a really good character. But then again, I feel like he could also potentially be a flop. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Once again, he's one of those characters that I could see him being essential, like one of the best characters in the game, because now your team can't be sped down. Your team is going to... Basically, the team that has Iida on it wins because they're always faster. Speed doesn't mean everything, though, in this meta, unfortunately. So that's something you'll also have to take into account, because like Todoroki already counters this Iida before he comes out, because he nullifies status elements, so you don't even have to worry about going first. And so it's like, I don't know. It's interesting. We'll have to see what ends up happening. But overall, once again, one of those characters who could be very, very good or not so good, because like he only has one skill that does damage here out of his 2 skills, and it's a single target attack, right? So he is missing, like other characters will have multi-target attacks that are block buffs and are really good. Like I'm thinking of Celebration Bakugo, right? So I don't know. We'll just have to see how they end up. But let me know out of these 2 characters, which one of them looks better. Is it Iida or is it the 100 million Todoroki? And then which one are you going to summon for? And where do you think they would end up on the tier list? I will probably do an updated tier list video here coming up as well. Let's take a look at their Plus Ultras really quickly to end off this video. Okay, so we're going to start with 100 million Todoroki. Shout out to Hydros Impact for these Plus Ultra animations. If you guys haven't checked out his channel yet, go check it out on YouTube. Okay, here we go. All right, so we got the intro right there with the hat. It's okay. I don't know, maybe I'm just a hater on the 100 million characters. The Deku and Bakugo left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you, they weren't as good as I thought they'd be. Okay, that's actually sick. I like the lettering and how it was fire nice. The confetti. Okay, you know what? I don't even care about the whole animation. We'll just start from right here. I like the ending. The ending was actually good. It's weird because they have like some custom background and then no custom background. It's strange. Like you got these flashes of custom background, but that right there looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. I like that. Okay, not the craziest thing for what I would consider an Impact Fest character. I think it's decent, but I think we've also seen better. Yo, is that a custom background for Iida already? This is a general pool character and he's getting better treatment than Todoroki? No way. Yo, he is. Oh my, it looks good. Why does this look better than the Impact Fest character? Oh my, it looks so much better than the Impact Fest character. No, what the? Nah, the outro, everything about that. I loved everything about that. They may have just sold me on this unit. Like, the animation was sick. That was one of the best animations I've seen at Hotman, and that's for a general pool character. Are you freaking kidding me? That's better treatment than the Impact Fest character. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments, which one of those animations was better. But I will be summoning for Todoroki tomorrow, so make sure you check that out when it does come out. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.